Hi there and welcome to our Unsung Property Hero Series. Today I'm joined all the way from Tasmania by the amazing Fiona. Hey, hi Fiona and welcome.
Hello.
Thanks so much
Thank
for being
you.
here today.
Oh, it's great. Thank you.
Fiona, I know our paths crossed some time ago for a reason, and that was because you wanted to pursue a bigger journey in property. What was your big why? What drove you to property?
I've always had an interest in property, just did not know where to start. And my biggest why is my family. I just want to take care of them. And seeing my kids struggle with the property market, and I thought I just have to do something.
Okay,
So yeah, everything I do is for my family, for us, and just have a better life.
fantastic. How old are your kids?
Well, my oldest is about to turn 30.
Right.
So I've got four, and then I've got a 23 and a 25, and I've also got an 8-year-old.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, big range there. And
Yes,
you're doing the property journey to help them own property, or you'll be able to buy properties and gift it to them? Is there a plan or a
yes,
strategy
yes.
around
Buy
it?
property that they could move into and call their own, that
Yep.
they'll obviously inherit one day. But they can also help me in that process too. So they help us with the renovations and the cleanups, and yeah. So we're sort of yeah. It's
Okay.
a
So,
it's a
it's a
big family thing.
A family business. Wow, that's
Yes.
fantastic. So, what were you doing before this, and why did property resonate with you more than any other means to an end, like share trading or cryptocurrency or anything else?
I do a bit of that too, but we have our own business that my partner and myself run, and it's just landscaping, and we're doing a lot of like cleanup jobs for housing commission and all those areas. And I think just the properties we come across, we thought, well, we could buy these, but we don't have the money, and we could do them up, rent them out, and make a secure future for us. And that's where it all started. I think we just wanted to do that so much and just didn't know where to start.
Okay, all right. So you just saw opportunity, but you just
Yes.
didn't know how to make it all happen. So, what happened to you? What changed that, and what made you actually execute?
Well, I seen like an advert on Facebook from the DGI, and I thought, geez, that looks interesting. I've seen a few different ones, but for some reason yours stood out to me. Thought I'm going to watch that, the free webinar. So I watched that and I was hooked. I thought, no, this is what I've got to do. It was just like all these light bulbs going off everywhere. I thought, this is what we're going to do. So, and I haven't stopped talking to my family about it ever since.
Oh,
Soon as
fantastic.
they walk in the door, we're always about it. So we're just so excited to be a part of the program and to be fulfilling dreams and like getting somewhere now. So it's great.
So, for you, when you first started, there's a whole lot of knowledge, and let's be frank, there's a data dump, isn't there? A lot to take
Yeah.
in. How did you process all that and then make some bold moves and actually get into acquiring property?
Um, it was a struggle for me to start with. Obviously, I'm busy because I work and run a business and run a home, and so I had to sort of completely restructure everything for my routines and all the goal settings, and a lot of part of the course really helps me with that. I was able to get more out in the day, which is great. And then I've become part of the elite mentoring, which was I thought, well, this is going to make things happen. And I never thought I'd be able to borrow money because I just didn't have enough assets or equity to be able to do that. And yeah, so it just started to happen, and I had a coach, and she's great, and just kept encouraging me. Yes, you can do this. There's nothing to stop you from doing this, and so we did it, and it was um,
Fantastic.
yeah, and I had to learn everything. So I had no idea about property and how to buy or sell, and how to borrow, how to do any of that. So the whole process, right from the start, it's just all learning.
Okay, but great thing about you and what separates you from other people who also have the same learnings is that you actually pulled the trigger and backed yourself and just jumped in the deep end. Was it scary, your first deal?
Yes, it was. I did sort of have trouble sleeping. I thought, oh, have I done the right thing? Is this the right deal? And then because I'm a bit of a West, I tend to go over my numbers over and over and over. And I thought, no, this is right. This feels right. And it just went from there. So I am known for jumping in the deep end.
Okay.
If something looks right, I will just dive in and then think, oh, where am I? What am I doing? But
So have you, apart from landscaping, did you have any experience with renovating or did you just learn on the job?
my partner has. He's renovated a few of his homes previously. And that's another reason why we wanted to do this, because through a separation, he actually lost his home.
Right.
And he only lost it because we didn't know how to save it. And we know what it's like to go through that.
Yep.
So, he did do a lot of renovations, and I have done partially a furniture making course, which I was never able to finish. But we've now got a cabinet maker who's willing to take me on so I can finish that and get qualified as a tradie.
Wow.
So that we can do all our work ourselves.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it's all happening. It's all come together with critical mass. And every journey has obstacles and hurdles and roadblocks in the way. What's been your biggest obstacle to date and how did you overcome it?
Probably just believing in myself, just knowing that I can do it. I tend to doubt myself all the time. I think because I've got so much riding on everything, like for my family, I'm just doing it for them. And that's the other reason that stopped me from giving up too. I thought, I can't give up on them. I've just got to keep going. So, just in myself.
Were there times where you wanted to give up, where it just seemed easier to give up?
Probably, but then I would have felt guilty, I think, for giving up and not just pushing on. And there were days where I thought, well, I'm just going to go for a walk and just sort of think, just relax and sort of take care of myself a little bit, then come back into it and start again. Yeah, so I never really thought about giving up.
Okay. And now that you've, on the other side of the obstacle, you've got runs on the board, stuff's happening, and there's a rising tide. Where to from here? What are your short-term and longer-term goals through property?
Our short-term for the next 2 years is to just keep doing the flips until we can build up a bit of cash in the bank. Then we'll start buying and holding properties to either rent out or for family. And that we'd also like to get into developing, so I'd like to increase my knowledge in that area as well. I'm also interested in businesses too, because we run a business. So I think my ultimate dream is to run own and run a few little hotels around the country.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
It's just like a little dream I've always had, and now I know these dreams can happen. So
onward and upward.
Yeah, definitely.
And Fiona, how does it all work as a family? Do you delegate chores on construction sites or reno sites? How do you all work together? Who's the leader?
We have found having all the kids there at once does not work.
Okay.
Because they end up just getting in each other's way. So we'll just sort of delegate days, like this is what we need done that day, especially with clean-ups and tip runs and that kind of stuff. So we get one busy doing that and then someone else is better off cleaning. So whatever they sort of are better at doing.
Yeah.
So, we sort of delegate different people, different days and that kind of stuff. Because sometimes too many people in the house is not good either.
And are they all into property? Do they share the same passion as you now?
Yeah. One of my daughters actually went and started doing an interior designing course so that she could sort of be, she was hoping she could help in that area, so which was great. And she's actually thinking of doing her realtor's licence.
Oh, wow. So it's all very much in the family. Does it feel like a chore to you doing property? Does it feel like, oh, I've got to look at this and I've got to stop doing that because I've got to go and find some leads? Or does it just naturally jump out at you?
It did feel a little bit like that to start with, but once I sort of got a little bit more confident and knowing that, these things can happen, I thought, and it's all part of my learning too, because some things I didn't know. So as I've picked up and learnt along the way, it has gotten a lot easier. So like looking at properties, I look every night when I get home from work, and like I can just flick through quite quickly now. I thought, nah, yep, that one's all right. Where I would sit on there for hours to start with.
Yeah. You
So
mentioned
analysing
before.
every single one.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned before about your time management, and we're all busy, and you run your own business and you're working full time, but you just had to rearrange things because this was a priority for you and you weren't going to give up. Do you have a personal success routine now, or how does a day look, and how do you manage to fit property into everything else you've got going on?
Basically, I just come home and I suppose I just start with the computer once I've had a coffee, of course, and then just I got an hour to do this, and then I thought, well, then I'll have a break for an hour, cook tea. Time changes mucked me up a little bit because I was quite strict. And then I do a few other things. I suppose I check on my emails and all that kind of stuff. So I was very strict with the routine.
Yeah.
And on weekends, we tend to have just half days working. We'll just spend the morning relaxing or doing stuff around the home because we didn't want to burn out either. So it's very important to take care of ourselves and the rest when we need to.
And when do you look at properties and build up your knowledge and your area expertise? Is that weekends or by appointment?
No, I do that each night.
Okay.
Like online, I check out what's available online, send emails off to anything I want to look at because I find a lot here update their sites of an evening.
Right, okay.
And that's when they first start popping in, usually between 6 7 o'clock at night. So I'll go on there about 8 to see what's come in.
Okay, all right. And so what do the next 12 months look like? Just how many flips do you plan on doing?
Well, we'd like to do 2 to 3 a year. So we've got a couple more to look at. A couple more we've missed out because they're not even on the market for 2 days and they're gone. So we've got to be really, really quick. So we're hoping to pick up another couple and just see how that goes.
And you'll do multiple deals at once?
Yes, yeah. Because I'm thinking if we do it, we can buy supplies or for both. If we've got more than one. So I don't think that causes any trouble. So we'd like to do that.
Economies of scale and leveraging the time and other people's money.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, exciting times ahead, Fiona. We'll watch this space. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your amazing journey and better things to come.
Guys, thank you for having me.